Today, we're going to start with a quick process on how to create a custom assessment. Like we discussed in the past, a custom assessment is the mechanism by which EDIS allows you to enter custom assessment scores that you might have not integrated with other systems, right? EDIS normally connects to other systems and extracts assessment, behavior, attendance, demographic information from those systems, which means the data automatically shows in EDIS. However, not all data needs to be integrated, and EDIS actually helps you enter custom assessments. Now, who can create a custom assessment? Anybody can create a custom assessment. Whether you're a teacher, an administrator, you can always create a custom assessment for your school, for the school district, or even your class, right? So the process of creating a custom assessment is very easy. You go to the Assessments tab in EDIS, and then you either click on the shortcut here that says Create Custom Assessment, or you can go into the Custom Assessments bank and click on the green button that says Create Custom Assessment. So let's go ahead and do that. So when you click Create Custom Assessment, the first thing that you need to do is you need to create a name for the customer assessment, right? So I'm just gonna say here, like this is the, let's say, XYZ skills. And then I'm gonna say this is a custom assessment for math skills in first grade. And then you can actually start adding tags to this, right? Tags are gonna help you classify your custom assessment and find it. If everybody in the district is creating custom assessment, you're gonna need tags to be able to quickly get to the assessments you want. So I'm just gonna type in here math, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's see here, math. Then I'm gonna say that this is a first grade assessment, right? And then I'm gonna say here that this is a quarterly assessment. Right. So good. Now, subject, you have a drop down here where you can choose the subject of the custom assessment. I'm going to go with, let's say, mathematics. There's also an option to link your assessment to standards, to educational standards, right? We're not going to cover this for now, but EDIS comes out of the box with standards that vary by state. So you can always sync your custom assessment with standards. You can also use the rubric that allows you to basically create the assessment by adding the template of the rubric in some cases. We're not going to cover this for now, but some districts do use the rubric. Then we're going to go and select the scale of the custom assessment. Now, when selecting the scale of a custom assessment, you have three options: integer, decimal, and qualitative. Integer is the most basic form of an assessment, right? It's a number, right? So either 1 to 5 or 1 to 100, or some assessments out there that have a little bit more of a complex scale where it goes from like 100 to 800 points. You can do that with the integer. There's also the decimal, which is very similar to the way the integer works, but it allows you to do decimal points. So some assessments have like 1.5, 1.2, right? That's what you would choose decimal for. And then there is the qualitative assessment, which is basically like a letter-based assessment. So like the classic like A to F scale, or if you're using more of a, exceeds expectation, meets expectation, below expectations, that's what you would use the qualitative scale for. So know that you can choose whatever you want. So I'm just going to go with a very, very basic scale, right? And then I'm just going to say, this scale goes from, let's say, 100 to 800 points. And then you have to set up what your mastery score is. So let's say my mastery score is 600, right? Then there's an option here to check if your scale is inverted, right? So in some cases, a higher score, it's not a good thing. So that's what you would use an inverted scale for. I would say in the majority of cases, you don't need to use an inverted scale. A higher score means a better score. And then there's an option here that I use all the time, and I encourage our districts to use all the time, which is to auto-generate trials. Remember, custom assessments are a collection of trials. So you can do this multiple times, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and select auto-generate trials. And then I'm going to say that this trial here, it's going to be, let's say, quarterly, right? And it's going to repeat for, I don't know, let's say 4 quarters, right? So, and then I can also choose a start date for my assessment. So I can say, for example, let's say if my assessment starts in, let's say September 2024. Let me actually go here and backdate this a little bit. So let's say September 2nd, 2024. And then there's also the option of here of creating a progress monitoring report. So what this is going to do is, if you select this option here, EDIS will not only create these 4 trials, but it will also create a custom report that has 4 columns, each column going to each trial, right? I'm not going to select this option for now. This is just a shortcut because most of our users actually need a way to visualize the custom assessment, and they typically do it with the custom report. So I'm going to go ahead and create. And what EDIS does for me, it's built the custom assessment, right? And then it automatically creates the trials, right, per quarter, right, with the dates that we added in there, right? So I can actually go here and now I can, let's say, edit the information of the trial. So I can just say, for example, let's say I want to do like quarter 1, right? Change the name, right? I can go here and edit this one and say, you know, quarter 2. So I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna go and select this one here, edit. Then I'm gonna type quarter 3, save. And I'm gonna finally edit this one here. So give me 1 second. And I'm gonna type here quarter 4. Great. So what this is doing now is, you know, it just built the custom assessment, right? And now I can find that custom assessment in my list of custom assessments, right? I can either view scores, where obviously we're not going to have any scores now, but I can enter scores. So for example, if I click on enter scores, I'm going to get this matrix here, right? Where I'm going to be able to type the scores. So if I type a number that's below 100, right, it's going to give me like an X mark saying, hey, this number is not valid. So EDIS has a validation built into it. So if I type, for example, let's say 500, right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and type in 600, right, for quarter 2. Then I'm gonna go with a different student here, right, and then I'm gonna go like 750, right, and then if I go with a different student and I type, let's say, a letter, it's not gonna let me type it, right? So, you know, the validation is extremely important. So as I'm entering my scores, right, now if I click, for example, on, let's say, view all scores, EDIS will show me, you know, the scores of these students, right? And also if I go into a student profile, I can see the scores already in there. So yeah, that is the process of creating a custom assessment. It's pretty, you know, easy to follow. You just go here, right, just to recap, you click on create custom assessment, and then you fill out the information. You decide how many trials you want to have on your assessment, and then you go ahead and click create. Another shortcut for you to create custom assessments, it's to basically copy an existing assessment as well. This happens a lot, where in some cases you have an assessment that's for like the school year, and then it looks the same for the next school year. So it's super easy. You just click on copy, right? And then you basically, you know, add, let's say if I want to go 2025, right? And I click copy, and then basically EDIS will literally like copy that assessment and start fresh with all the trials that I created on the first one. So that's it. That's the process of creating a custom assessment. And I look forward for you to check out the EDIS guide.